Thank you to the technical team of the today's event. A very warm welcome to everyone. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. Some guidelines and protocols are there to be followed during the lecture for the smooth conduction. The guidelines are: please ensure your laptop device name to be framed as desired on the certificate to be issued. These certificates will be provided to all the participants. It will be issued after submitting the feedback after the session. Thank you for joining us. Let's move towards the session. A very good afternoon to Mr. Amrut Deshmukh, a social entrepreneur, Dr. George Thomas, Director, Shri Vaishnav Institute of Management, Dr. Arvind Singh, Joint Registrar, Shri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya, Dr. Shama Patankar, Head Department of Computer Science, Dr. Abhijit Chatterjee, Head Department of Management, renowned faculty members, academicians, and dear students. I, Dr. Poonam Nagar, extend to you a warm welcome in this expert lecture on enhancing reading skills with Mr. Amrut Deshmukh, organized by Literary Club of Shri Vaishnav Institute of Management, Indore. According to the One World Literacy Foundation, a person who can read can educate themselves in any area of life they'd like to. We We are in an age that is overflowing with new information, reading, and more importantly, critical reading is the best way to rationalize and relate to further information. Books play a very important role in everyone's life, especially in students' life. They are our best friends because they inspire us to do great things in life and overcome our failures. We learn a lot of things from them. Books are our best companions as they provide us knowledge unconditionally without asking anything in return. Friendship with good books makes you a good person. In case when there is no one for your help, only these will become your companion in life. Books will always be there for you in your adverse times and bring positive value to your life. For a student, it is worth saying that a room without books is like a body without soul. A good book is always a good friend. The more you read it, the more interesting it will be. They have always benefit to the readers. So now without further ado, I would like to request you all to pay attention. We are going to start it. Now this is time to turn to our eminent speaker, Mr. Amrut Deshmukh. I am extremely privileged to highlight Sir's credibility and expertise on this genre. I personally want to quote him and about his mission like ocean in a pot before introducing Sir's profile. I was all at sea when trying to customize Sir's profile for sharing with you all. Hats off, Sir, your achievements are really incredible. Really, it's a proud moment for me to introduce a young buddy, popularly known as a booklet guy, Amrit Deshmukh, who calls himself as an outdated chartered accountant, is on a mission to cultivate the habit of reading amongst the youth of the India. Mission Make India Read. He reads for India. How does he do that? For that, you need to listen to him. The average reading speed of most of us 150 words per minute, but Mr. Amrit has increased his reading speed to 1200 words per minute. He reads almost a book in a day and has read around 1370 books till now. Today he has 16 lakh young readers who are enthusiastically reading books with him on his free mobile app called Booklet. In the book India 2020, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam talks about his dream to see India as a developed nation. The booklet guy strongly believes that his mission is one step towards making his dream come true. Mr. Amrit has been a TED Talk speaker, thrice and awarded as Youth Icon 2020, the only successful Indian startup with no external funding on venture capital, a completely self funded social startup. He is an author of The Seven Habits of Highly Effective Readers. Sir, now handing over the session to you. Please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Poonam ma'am. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to spread the word of my mission, Make India Read. Next 1 hour is going to be quite engaging. So as Puram ma'am rightly said, I'm on a mission. So why I want to cultivate the reading habit in you guys is because of my belief system. I have a strong belief that if I'm not reading, I'm not changing. And if I'm not changing, I'm not growing. And because of this strong belief, I have a burning desire to cultivate the habit of reading amongst the youth of India. And hence, I'm on a mission called Make India Read. So, how do I do it? So, it was 4 years ago. As a chartered accountant, I got into stock market to make a lot of money. I actually made a lot of money. Fat salary, luxurious life, expensive vacations abroad, smaller car, getting upgraded into a bigger car, then chauffeur driven car. I was living a very lavish life. And after a lot of savings, I thought I should start my own startup. So I started a new startup. My first startup failed. I said, okay, let me try a second startup. My second startup also failed. I tried a third startup. And guess what happened this time? It failed. So, with three failed startups on my LinkedIn profile, and because of that one failed relationship on my Facebook profile, I was depressed, dejected, had no clue what to do next in life. But one common thread that went through all these setbacks during my life was my reading habit. Thanks to my elder brother, when I was a child, maybe in fifth grade, sixth grade, whenever my birthday approached in the month of July, first week of July, he used to call all my friends and their parents and warn them that no toys as gifts will be allowed on Amrut's birthdays. And if at all you want to gift something, you have to gift only books. In short, I never enjoyed my birthdays. So, surrounded with books, no toys to play, I got introduced to Harry Potter, Alice in Wonderland, Sherlock Holmes, Vikram Betal, Akbar Birbal, stories of Rabindranath Tagore, Swami and his friends, Arabian Nights. I fell in love with stories and books. But I think that was not a turning point. After my 10th standard exams in summer vacations, my brother again came to me and said that, Amrut, now look, you are growing up. You should start reading non-fiction books. I said, what's non-fiction? So as an innocent child, I thought that books means only stories, only fantasy. I was such a innocent, naive reader that for many years I used to think that Anonymous is the name of a famous poet. That naive reader I was. And my brother said, no, no, no. These books, non-fiction books, may not necessarily have stories, but you get to learn a lot from them. Then I said, what was I doing for last 10 years in my school? I was learning. And he said, no, 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 no. These things are not taught in schools and colleges. I said, why? And he said, I don't know. And he gifted me a book. That was my first non-fiction book of my life, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. I'm sure you must have heard about this book. And after reading that book, I got so angry on my parents that nobody even discussed terms like financial freedom, why rich people are richer, poor remain poorer. It's not about destiny, chance, luck. It's all a mindset. And I thought that, oh my God, my school education is not 100%. It is good, but maybe 50-60%. I have to learn more. And then came The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, Chanakya Niti, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, Alchemist, Paulo Coelho, the so many. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Yeah, it's a must read. आपने अगर ये बुक नहीं पढ़ी है, How to Win Friends and Influence People, मैं बोलूँगा आपने पाप किया है. It's a must read at least once in your lifetime. I'm sure your college library must be having this book. It's a very famous book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And so this is how I realized when I started reading that the more I know, the more I come to know that there is a lot that I don't know. Yeah. And since then I became a very avid reader and got very serious about my reading habit. So back to the stage where I had failed in my three startups and my personal life was also taking a toll. I got into acute depression, chronic depression. I was not socializing, not talking to my friends. I was locking myself inside my bedroom the whole day. So one of my CA friends tried to pull me out of depression, and he called me one day and said that, अमृत तुझे पता है कि एक बाहुबली नाम की पिक्चर आई है, बहुत चल रही है, चल बाहुबली देखने जाते हैं. So this was Bahubali 1 in 2015. I remember it was August 2015. And मैं बोला, I'm not interested. Come on, three failed startups. I don't want to come. And he said, "Arey, don't worry. I'll buy the tickets for you." And I said, "Okay, I'm ready." So, once a CA, always a CA. So we reached the movie theater 15 minutes before the show time. So how to kill time? Because we both were not interested in shopping. So I was reading a book that week, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Again, a bestseller book in non-fiction genre. And just to kill time, I explained him those seven habits, tuck, 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 in 15 minutes, casually, orally. And he was so impressed by my narration. He said, "Amrut, look, तूने अभी जैसे एक्सप्लेन किया ना, मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मैंने बुक पढ़ लिया. इतने अच्छे से तूने शॉर्ट में, सिंपल भाषा में, यू आर अ गुड, वेरी गुड एक्सप्लेनर. तो तू एक काम कर देख, मुझे पता है तू तेरे बड़े भाई की वजह से तू बहुत बुक्स पढ़ता है, और मुझे ना टाइम नहीं मिलता है यार बुक्स पढ़ने को." मैं बोला, तू बोली मत, टाइम वाइम की बातें मत कर. इफ यू हैव टाइम फॉर फेसबुक, यू हैव टाइम फॉर अ बुक. फेसबुक इंक्लूड्स द वर्ड बुक, राइट? इंटरेस्टिंगली. तो वो बोला, अरे हाँ, अरे मानता हूँ मैं, पर मेरे मन में एक गिल्ट है दैट आई एम नॉट रीडिंग बुक्स रेगुलरली. एंड मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि तू एक काम कर, आइंदा से जो भी बुक्स पढ़ेगा ना, उसके तू जो नोट्स लेता होगा डायरी में, उसके फोटो मुझे भेजा कर, तेरे बुलेट पॉइंट्स या समरी जो भी है, सो दैट योर रीडिंग हैबिट कैन बेनिफिट मी. दैट लास्ट लाइन was like an Akashvani for me. Wow, my reading habit can benefit him. See, everybody reads for oneself, but reading for others, now I'll be all the more motivated to read more books if I read for others. If I make a commitment to my friends. And I thought that this could be a great idea for my fourth startup. In spite of all these setbacks, there was some ray of hope in me. And I think that seed of Mission Make India Read was sown in Bahubali Theatre. Since then, there was no looking back. So being a CA, a non-IT guy, I had no clue how to go about it. So I started on WhatsApp. The first book summary I shared was APJ Abdul Kalam's Wings of Fire, his autobiography. Made a nice 20-minute summary and shared it with 10 of my close friends whom I really cared for, who used to buy books but never bothered to read them. Yeah, we all have books on bookshelf gathering dust all the years. Nobody's an exception to this, even I was. Okay. And told them that please read this 20-minute summary. Okay. And if you like it, you can share it with your friends, share my WhatsApp number. To my surprise, within 1 week, I got 1,000 requests from unknown people who were not my direct friends. And that boosted my confidence. And I named it as Mission Make India Read, and made a formal commitment to everybody on WhatsApp that every Wednesday you'll get a nice 20-minute summary in text and audio. अगर आपको सुनना नहीं, आपको पढ़ना नहीं है, you can listen in my voice. Easier, much the way we listen to YouTube music, you can listen to my book summaries. And there were, within few months, there were 1 lakh readers or listeners on my WhatsApp. And then I came out with an app. A few of my IT friends helped me to come out with an app, and we named it as Booklet. Why Booklet? A smaller version of book is called Booklet. And Booklet Mission Make India Read is a free mobile app available on Play Store and Apple Store. And today, almost Poonam ma'am mentioned as 16 lakh, which has now grown to 18 lakhs in last few days. So almost 18 lakh readers or listeners are part of this mission who are reading books along with me every week. It's a social enterprise. I have no aspirations whatsoever to commercialize it or to make money out of it. So if you see, there are no irritating ads, no subscription fees, no donation button. I just want you to start reading. All right. And honestly, I don't stand for a booklet app. I'm not here to promote booklet app. I'm here, I stand for the higher purpose of reading habit. So today, after listening to me, if Poonam ma'am, Rahul, Shailesh, Dr. Jayesh, get little inspired from me and read 10 pages before going to bed, I would say that they are part of my mission. Right? It's not necessary that you have to read on booklet app as such, but yes, the app makes things a little easier. Free access to these great books. I have covered almost all the best-selling books in the world. So I have read almost. So the again the figure that Poonam ma'am mentioned was, I think, 1,380 something, which is now 1,410. So I've read 1,410 books till now, out of which 600 or 700 summaries are ready in text in my laptop, out of which almost 300 summaries I have also recorded in my voice and uploaded on booklet app, on booklet server. So enjoy reading. Now coming to today's topic about reading skills, and that's what उसी का मैंने बीड़ा उठाया है, to inspire you to read as many books as you can. And so because of the mission, the growth of the mission has grown to almost 18 lakh. I started getting a lot of invitations across the world. I was traveling in 3 different countries just before the lockdown, and common questions started popping up from the crowd when I gave the speeches. Amrut, I doze off while reading. 5 pages पढ़ने के बाद नींद आ जाती है. Amrut, I'm a slow reader. Amrut, I take the book, I start reading, but after a few pages पूरा excitement चला जाता है. Amrut, I don't remember what I read. What kind of book should I read? So I realized that these are all my problems. Even I struggled with all these reading problems, and I started experimenting with these reading problems, and started finding out creative solutions to these problems. And finally, I found 7 vital habits. If you try to, bring those habits into your character, I promise books will never go out of your life. In fact, you will be able to extract maximum in minimum time and effort from any book. That's my promise. And so those 7 habits manifested into a book, and I wrote a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective Readers. I'll just show you. Can you see? थोड़ा शाइन हो रहा है ना? Okay. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Readers, not written by Stephen Covey, written by me. He is my favorite author, so as a tribute to him, I adapted his title and replaced the word people with readers. So I'm going to discuss these habits today. The first habit is very interesting, my favorite. It is actually a non-habit, and it says, don't take reading too seriously. Are you surprised to hear this? Yes, I am saying this. The booklet guy who has read 1400 books and he's on mission Make India Read, and he's saying don't take reading too seriously. What do I mean by this? When people often ask me, अमृत वो बुक्स तो लेता हूँ मैं, पर एंड तक पढ़ा नहीं जाता है. आई लीव द बुक्स हाफ रेड, फिर वो गिल्ट आता है मन में. या एंड व्हेन आई टेक द नेक्स्ट बुक, ऐसा लगता है अरे पहला बुक खत्म नहीं किया और मैं दूसरा ले रहा हूँ. व्हाट टाइप ऑफ रीडर आई एम. एंड यू आर gradually trapped in that guilt loop, and you think that ये books books अपने बस की बात नहीं है भाई, ये कुछ अलग किस्म के लोगों के लिए है. I am not made for this. I am a bad reader. Yeah, you tag yourself as a bad reader. I counter question you. If you have these problem in your mind or guilt in your mind, I have a question for you. That suppose you are watching on TV, you are watching a movie. एक पिक्चर थी, थग्स ऑफ हिंदुस्तान, आमिर खान, अमिताभ बच्चन, ऑल द बिग स्टार्स इन दैट मूवी. वो मैं देख रहा था एक बार. इफ यू आर वाचिंग इट, बट द मूवी वाज pathetic, the most boring movie I ever saw in my life. Yeah, what do? You just change the channel. Simply change the channel. At that time, do you say, oh, I changed the channel, I am a bad movie watcher, I insulted Amir Khan? Yeah, that makes you laugh. Why such difference in approach in case of movies and books? Because point number 1, We don't take movies and serials, TV serials that seriously. If something is important to you, don't make it special, make it casual. Because habits are casual. आपका कोई भी डेली हैबिट लो आप, watching TV, chit chatting, chatting on WhatsApp, they are so casual. One of my friends asked me yesterday, Amrut, what is the right time to read books, morning or evening? I asked him in turn, what is the right time to chat on WhatsApp, morning or evening? And he started laughing. So my point here is, the more you put rules and conditions, the higher chances that it will not become part of your daily routine. Habits are so casual and hence they are habitual. And once they become habitual, they are casual. टीवी देखने का कोई टाइम है क्या? बस लगा, चालू किया, थोड़ी देर बंद किया, अच्छा लगा तो बंद देखा, नहीं अच्छा लगा तो चेंज किया. Okay, same is the case with books. Yeah, if after reading 20 pages मुझे नहीं मजा आ रहा है, दोस्त बोला था बहुत अच्छी बुक है पर मुझे नहीं मजा आ रहा है यार, ठीक है, इट्स ओके टू लीव बुक्स हाफ रेड. कोई पाप नहीं किया आपने. Don't you think it is also the responsibility of the author to keep you excited? Yeah, the way we in the movies we say that Amir Khan and the director failed to entertain me, we transfer the onus, the responsibility to entertain on them, on the artists. Same is the case with books. और बुक्स में हम क्या बोलते हैं, नहीं नहीं नहीं, मेरे में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है भाई, इतना बोल रहा है, इतना अच्छा ऑथर है, इतना फेमस बुक है, तो मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, मतलब मेरे में कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं. It is also the responsibility of the author to keep you hooked, to keep you engaged. Now, please don't take me wrong. I'm not trying to insult the authors. I am also one of the authors. If you're reading my book and you get bored after page number 10, it is my problem, not your problem. Because so you can draw any conclusion. Okay, maybe after reading 25 pages, there is nothing new to learn. Maybe the language is not so great. The storytelling technique of the author is not great. Yeah, or maybe it's old wine in new bottle. Maybe you have already know something, but थोड़ा अदला बदला करके वो author बता रहा है. Maybe after reading 25 pages, you don't feel like going ahead. The whole purpose of the book was to teach you what kind of books you should not read. वो तो purpose solve हुआ, right? So draw any damn conclusion, but please don't conclude that you are a bad reader, because there is nothing called good reader and bad reader. There is only reader and non-reader. ठीक है? So don't take reading too seriously. That doesn't mean कि casual reading मतलब बाजू पे YouTube का गाना चालू है और आप बुक पढ़ रहे हो. I'm not saying that. Okay, you have to read with full focus. I'm only saying that कि ठीक है, अगर बुक पढ़ने के बाद आपको मजा नहीं आ रहा तो you can change the book without any guilt. Okay, so even if you quit the book, I don't quit reading, because I have left hundreds of books half read. Do you believe this? Of course, वो 1400 बुक्स में मैंने ये इंक्लूड नहीं किया है, but I don't feel guilty about it anymore. Yeah, that's the main problem. Even if I quit the book, I don't quit reading. I have replaced books with pages. 10 पेजेस पढ़ना भी कुछ बुरी बात है क्या? 10 पेजेस में भी कुछ शायद सीखने को मिलेगा, कोई नया वर्ड सीखने को मिलेगा. Yeah. So habit number 1, don't take reading too seriously. Let's move on to habit number 2. अब टाइम नहीं मिलता है यार बुक्स पढ़ने को ना. Yeah. So before I discuss habit number 2, let me give you some background dose of motivation. Brian Tracy has written many books. Eat That Frog, $1 Million Habits, many books. He's one of the best-selling authors from America. And he says that if you keep doing the same things that you have been doing till now, you will get the same results that you got till now. Yeah. If you want something that you never got, you have to do something that you never did. Are you getting my point? या अगर आपको कुछ अलग रिजल्ट चाहिए तो आपको कुछ अलग करना पड़ेगा ना. रोज 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 मैं वही काम करूंगा और एक्सपेक्ट करूंगा कि अलग रिजल्ट्स आए, ऐसा तो होने वाला है नहीं. सो एक्सपेक्टिंग एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी रिजल्ट्स without making any changes in your daily routine is a fool's game. Yeah. So why I'm saying this is because many a times पूरे दिन में ना 2-2, 3-3, 4-4 मिनट के टाइम पॉकेट्स रहते हैं. देखो छोटे छोटे, I'll give you some examples. Suppose before the lockdown I am at a railway station to buy the ticket and there is a long queue. No, I used to just stand like a zombie for 5-10 minutes looking at the dandruff of the person standing next to me. Yeah, we just mindlessly spend those minutes mindlessly, and we call ourselves as the most intelligent species in the animal kingdom. But wahan pe we become so dumb, we look like a zombie and spend those minutes mindlessly like a stray dog wandering on the streets. I'm sorry for using this harsh language, but this is the inconvenient truth that we spend so many s- time pockets. I like to call it them as time pockets of 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes. और वहाँ पे हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं उसमें. Yeah. But now, if there is a long queue, I'm standing in the queue. No, there is a book under my arm always. I take it out and read 2-3 pages. While everybody is complaining, wasting time in the queue, I am exchanging great ideas with the Sudha Murthy's and the Robin Sharmas. Isn't it great? Yeah, just last week I was at the dentist. I had an appointment, but when I reached, there were 3 patients waiting before me. My turn was fourth. Now, had I had no value for time pockets, I would have just sat there looking at the miserable faces of all the patients and having the anxiety of the tooth drill pain on the dentist chair. We all have that. But now, last week I was carrying a book. I just flipped few pages, 3-4 pages. That's all. I'm not asking you to read the entire book in one session. 4 ghanta बैठो. It is very difficult. In fact, it is impossible. You are not expected to do one task with full focus for more than 30 minutes. Our brain is not made to do that. Yeah. So these are my examples of filling the time pockets. Petrol pump. There is, whenever you step out, there is some waiting time somewhere. Petrol pump, railway station, Ola, Uber, there is always some waiting time. And when I started taking the total average of all the time pockets during the day of my schedule, my friend's schedule, the average came to 60 to 90 minutes per day. Can you believe? We spend 60 to 90 minutes, I say, waste. Even if you fill up 50% of these 60 to 90 minutes, आप 200-300 पेजेस की बुक एक हफ्ते में आराम से पढ़ सकते हैं. See, without taking any separate time. आपको अलग, you don't have to sacrifice your fitness time, your children's kids time, cooking time. कुछ भी आपको sacrifice नहीं करना है. जस्ट जब जब मार्च एंड में मोदी जी ने लॉकडाउन डिक्लेयर किया था, लाखों लोगों ने मुझे मैसेज किया, अमृत अभी सबको अपील करो, तेरे 18 लाख फॉलोअर्स से सबको बोलो अभी हम घर में कैद है, स्टार्ट रीडिंग. मैंने ऐसा वीडियो नहीं बनाया है. पता है क्यों? बिकॉज आई डोंट वांट टू गिव दिस मैसेज दैट यू हैव टू हैव लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू रीड बुक्स. मतलब लॉकडाउन खत्म होने के बाद वापस बुक्स बंद करने का क्या? ऐसा नहीं है. ओके, बुक्स शुड, यू हैव टू रीड 2-3 पेजेस एट अ टाइम, और ऐसे ही बुक खत्म करना है. ओके, and you're not expected to read one book a day like me. मेरा रीडिंग और आपका रीडिंग अलग है. मेरा रीडिंग हैज बिकम अ प्रोफेशन. वॉट एवर थिंग्स यू विल बी डूइंग इन टाइम पॉकेट्स, वो टाइम पॉकेट छोड़ के बाकी सब मैं करता हूँ. पूरा दिन रीडिंग ही करता हूँ. सो इफ यू आस्क मी हाउ मच टाइम डू यू रीड, it's like asking a fish how much time do you swim. It comes by default during the day. All right, so fill in the time pockets. By the way, I've not considered that commuting time है इसमें. 60 to 90 minutes मैंने जो बोला है, उसमें ट्रेन, बस, ओला, रिक्शा, इसका टाइम मैंने पकड़ा ही नहीं. Imagine how much time do we have in traveling and commuting. And I've also not considered the time that we devote to our most beloved family member. Do you know मैं किसकी बात कर रहा हूँ? टीवी. The worst innovation humankind has made in human history is television. No wonder why it is called as idiot box. Yeah, when I realized that I'm wasting a lot of time watching TV, I just threw the TV out of my house. I don't have a TV at home since 4 years, and the mission is 4 years old. So it's not coincidence. Because I threw TV out of my house, I was able to read so many books. I always say to my friends that I find TV very educative. Whenever somebody switches on the TV, I go to the other room and read a book. This is how TV has educated me. Well, so this is habit number 2, fill in the time pockets. The easiest habit to bring it into realization. Habit number 3, very interesting. We so-called educated people fall in love with a particular category of books. I read only fiction. I read only Harry Potter. बड़े लोग बोलते हैं आई रीड ओनली टेक्निकल बुक्स विच हेल्प मी इन माई बिजनेस. वेरी रॉन्ग अप्रोच. मैंने भी ये गलती की थी. मैं स्टॉक मार्केट में था तभी मैंने 300 बुक्स सिर्फ स्टॉक मार्केट के पढ़ लिए. ओके. हैबिट नंबर 3 सेज रीड रैंडम. रीड रैंडम. डोंट स्टिक टू वन कैटेगरी ऑफ बुक्स कि मुझे यही पढ़ना है, मुझे यही पसंद है. अनलेस यू डोंट ट्राई डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बुक्स, हाउ कैन यू कंक्लूड दैट आई व्हाट आई लाइक व्हाट आई डोंट लाइक. मुझे अभी भी याद है बचपन में मुझे भिंडी की सब्जी बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं थी. एक दिन मेरी माँ ने भिंडी की सब्जी बनाई. मैंने बोला मुझे नहीं खाना है. तो माँ ने मुझे बोला तुमने कभी टेस्ट की है भिंडी की भाजी. मैं बोला नहीं, क्योंकि मुझे पसंद नहीं है. तुम कैसे बोल सकते हो तुमने कभी टेस्ट ही नहीं किया, तुझे पसंद है नहीं पसंद है. एक बार ट्राई करो, अगर नहीं अच्छा लगा तो मैं नहीं इंसिस्ट करूंगी. So same is the case with books, right? And as I said, you just have to read first 10 pages and then take a call whether I should read remaining 190 pages or not. मैं तो वही करता हूँ. I take random book and वो पुरानी कहावत है ना, don't judge the book by its cover. Yes, it's absolutely correct. Don't judge the book by its cover, but you can judge it after reading 10 pages. Fair enough, right? So read random. Yeah. Now, why I'm insisting on read random is whenever the creativity and innovation comes from combination of two random unassociated things. जब कोई दो चीजों को आप कंबाइन करते हो जिसका एक दूसरे से कोई संबंध नहीं है तो इनोवेशन आता है. बेस्ट एग्जांपल इज अ कैमरा इन अ मोबाइल. आप बोलोगे कि ये तो बहुत लॉजिकल कॉम्बिनेशन है, रैंडम कहाँ है. नो, ये अभी हमको लॉजिकल लग रहा है. 10-15 साल पहले जिस आदमी ने ये आइडिया लाया था कैमरा को मोबाइल में डालना, दैट मैन वाज सैक्ड फ्रॉम हिज जॉब फॉर कमिंग अप विद सच अ स्टूपिड आइडिया. कैन यू बिलीव दिस? लुकिंग बैकवर्ड इज इजी. जस्ट इमेजिन 15 साल पीछे जाओ, मोबाइल जस्ट आए थे मार्केट में और उसने कैमरा डालने का आइडिया दिया होगा. क्योंकि कैमरा और मोबाइल इतने रैंडम दो चीजें थी कि मैनेजमेंट को लगा तो कि उसका क्या लेना देना. कैमरा इज अ सेपरेट डिवाइस. वो अच्छे कैमरे मार्केट में है, लोग मोबाइल से फोटो क्यों खींचेंगे. मोबाइल तो कॉलिंग के लिए होता है, एसएमएस के लिए होता है. बट वी नो द मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट टुडे इज वी टेक मोर सेल्फीज देन कॉलिंग, राइट? So see, this is the power of randomness. Randomness is the mother of creativity. But unfortunately, randomness is the opposite of logic. और हमको हर चीज में लॉजिक चाहिए रहता है. राइट? सो रीड रैंडम. रीड रैंडम का दूसरा भी मतलब है. एक तो मैंने बोला रीड रैंडम अक्रॉस ऑल द जॉनर्स और कैटेगरीज. देयर इज अनदर मीनिंग ऑफ रीड रैंडम. रीड रैंडम अक्रॉस ऑल द प्लेटफॉर्म्स. Thanks to the internet, the disruptive nature of internet has expanded the definition of reading, right? It's not only now book in hand style of reading anymore. Thanks to internet, no, reading PDF, ebook, Kindle, listening to podcast, listening to my book summaries on booklet app, they are all part of reading now. All right? उन सब के अपने अपने प्रोज एंड कॉन्स है. आई नो कुछ लोगों को बुक हाथ में पकड़ के पढ़ना पसंद है, मुझे पर्सनली पसंद है. बट किंडल में यू कैन हैव 5000 बुक्स इन योर पॉकेट, विच इज ग्रेट, जो फिजिकल बुक्स में पॉसिबल नहीं है. नाउ लेट अस ट्राई टू डिफाइन अ बुक. व्हाट इज अ बुक? लेट्स ट्राई टू कम आउट विद आवर ओन डेफिनेशन. इज इट the white papers and the black ink sandwiched in a cardboard? Is this the real definition of a book? If this is the real definition, then the most knowledgeable person in this world should have been the Raddiwala. उसके लिए ये definition बराबर है. Not for you and me. For you and me, a book is just a medium to transfer the great ideas, experiences, ideologies, experiments of that author into my mind. And this is just a medium, one of the medium. So what is more important, the content, the substance, or the medium? The content. तो content कहाँ से आ रहा है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? The medium can be anything. It could be a mobile phone or a hard copy or a voice over, anything. Don't you think watching Steve Jobs interview on YouTube is as good as reading his biography, a part of it? एटलीस्ट वो कुछ उल्टा तो नहीं बोलेगा कि इंटरव्यू में कुछ और बोला और बुक में कुछ और बोला, ऐसा तो नहीं होगा. नाउ दैट यू आर लिस्निंग टू मी, डोंट यू थिंक यू आर रीडिंग पार्ट ऑफ माई बुक? मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ क्या उसका सब उल्टा लिखूंगा क्या बुक में? वही लिखूंगा ना. मे बी यू आर रीडिंग 10% ऑफ माई बुक टूडे बाय लिसनिंग टू मी, बाय वॉचिंग मी. सो रीड रैंडम के दो मतलब है. Read random across all the categories and read random across all the platforms. Habit number 4, very important. For that, we first have to understand the difference between studying and learning. See, I want you to read books which are not part of your syllabus. See, एग्जाम्स के लिए तो सब लोग पढ़ते हैं, मार्क्स के लिए पढ़ते हैं. फिर हमको लगता है कि यार ये बुक मैं क्यों पढ़ रहा हूँ, इस पर तो मेरे को एग्जाम नहीं होने वाला है, मार्क्स नहीं मिलने वाला, मैं क्यों पढ़ूँ? इट्स नॉट दैट. एंड इसलिए उसको हमको फायदा लेना है. फर्स्ट लेट अस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द डिफरेंस बिटवीन स्टडिंग एंड लर्निंग. We learn cooking, we learn driving, we learn swimming. We don't study them, right? See, studying is performance oriented. It expects perfection. It is examination होता है, marks होता है, reward होता है, punishment होता है. Learning is always work in progress, right? And we have to learn the big ideas from these books. We don't have to study them. You don't have to gain mastery on a particular book. हमको करना ही नहीं. Because what do you think is more advantageous? Learning 10% from 10 different books? I'm talking about non-academic books. Huh? Learning 10% from 10 different books or learning 100% from one book? I believe I will gain more from these in the first case. Why? Because I'm exposing myself to 10 different great brains of the world who have spent decades in one department of life, like productivity, time management, leadership, relationships, business, financial freedom. एक विषय में उन्होंने 20-20 साल बिताए हैं, तो मुझे उनमें से अगर 10-10% भी मैं अगर सीखूंगा, एंड देन एज आई सेड, रैंडमनेस में क्रिएटिविटी छुपी हुई, my mind will start patterns and correlations, dynamic correlations in these unassociated random 10 books, and I'll start thinking creatively and innovation will happen. That's the purpose. Even if you learn 1, 2 or 3 big ideas from a book, that's all. You are done. You don't have to remember each and every word from these books. अब अभी मैंने जो भी बुक्स के नाम लिए अब तक, do you really think I remember everything from that books? Definitely not. So the habit number 4 says, get the big picture. मोटा मोटी ऑथर क्या बोलना चाहता है? Whenever I open the book, there is one question of curiosity in my mind. What does this author know that I don't know? I should know that. That's all. So, एक दो तीन बड़े आइडिया, बाकी सब बोनस. All right, get the big picture, skip the details. Okay, नहीं समझ में आ रहा है, ठीक है, छोड़ दो. Maybe the author will repeat that idea in the subsequent chapters. Maybe the fact that he has not explained in detail, that means he has a plan to explain it in detail in future chapters, whatever. But रुको मत उधर. If you hamper the flow of flipping the pages as fast as possible, तो जब pages fast flip नहीं होंगे, motivation चला जाता है. Because if there is no progress, when we are putting our effort but we don't see any progress, we stop working on it. We are demotivated. Yeah. Another important point I see whenever my friends, I take books, used books from my friends who have already read, तो वो ना unfamiliar words को underline किया रहता है, नए नए words रहते हैं ना, और उसका meaning margin में लिखा हुआ रहता है. And many of the people have this belief, a wrong belief, that improving vocabulary is the primary objective of reading habit. No, I'm sorry. You don't read books with a primary objective to improve your vocabulary. A great vocabulary is just a byproduct of reading habit. And hence, I insist, do not refer a dictionary for every new unfamiliar word that you encounter in a book. I'm not against referring a dictionary, but if you keep referring the dictionary 3-4 times on every page. Yeah. And then the dictionary will become the main book and your book will become a reference book. And then you will not see the progress, the pages are not getting flipped. और फिर आप बोलोगे यार ये बुक तो खत्म ही नहीं हो रही यार, छोड़ यार, and the book goes out of your life. See, many a times when you encounter a new word which you have never heard about, many a times the context in which the word is used, the lines, the sentences around it, the topic which is being under discussion, under consideration, वो उससे हमको एक थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया आता है कि वो वर्ड का मीनिंग शायद क्या हो सकता है. शायद you may not guess it perfectly as it is written in the dictionary. For example, let's take the word quarantine or quarantine. मैंने वो वर्ड पहली बार जब लॉकडाउन डिक्लेयर हुआ था मोदी जी के मुंह से सुना था. ऑनेस्टली मुझे ये वर्ड नया था, मैंने कभी पहले सुना नहीं था. फिर बार 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 सुनने आया, वो अर्णब गोस्वामी चिल्ला रहा है क्वारंटाइन करो क्वारंटाइन करो. देन माय ब्रेन स्टार्टेड मेकिंग अ guesswork that quarantine means probably isolating myself from other people. Now, I still don't know whether this is the perfect dictionary meaning, but I'm very sure it is not a wrong meaning. But if the same word quarantine, if I would have encountered while reading a book, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया, मैं इधर रुकूंगा, आगे जाऊंगा ही नहीं, पहले मैं उसका मतलब देखूंगा और फिर आगे जाऊंगा. Again, we are taking reading too seriously. Yeah? ठीक है, अंडरलाइन करो, आगे जाओ, बुक पढ़ने खत्म होने के बाद आप कर सकते हो एक अलग एक्सरसाइज. Okay, but not while reading. Don't stop the flow. That's important. So, get the big picture, skip the details. Many times what I do is, no, you should always read the book with a sense of urgency to finish it. और इसलिए मैं क्या करता हूँ, कोई भी बुक लिया, स्पेशली नॉन फिक्शन, पहले इंडेक्स देखता हूँ, चैप्टर के नाम देखता हूँ कि कौन सा चैप्टर ने मुझे सबसे ज्यादा एक्साइटिंग लग रहा है, कुछ नया सीखने को मिलेगा, शायद कुछ नया फ्रेज है, कभी सुना नहीं है. आई स्ट्रेट अवे जंप टू दैट चैप्टर. इट कुड बी चैप्टर नंबर 4 ऑल्सो. आई नीड नॉट गो chronologically. So straight away I go to chapter number 4. Then what I do is I read the first paragraph. Then I directly jump to the last paragraph. Because authors have the tendency to summarize the chapter at the end in the last paragraph. Then what I do is I go through all the special texts. Now, what do I mean by special text? Many times the author puts some sentences in bold, in italics, in some different font, in larger font, in some different color, कभी box में डालता है. See, these are all special texts. By doing all these things, the author is using tools to tell you that look, this is important, this is important. वो चिल्ला रहा है. So don't you think at the same time he's also saying this is not important, this is not important? But we ignore all these special texts and give importance to each and every word. Equal importance देते हैं हम सबको. जरूरत नहीं है. मैंने खुद मेरे बुक में कितनी बार ये सब किया है. इटैलिक्स, कोट को इटैलिक्स में डाला है, हेडिंग्स, सब हेडिंग्स, टाइटल्स, वो सब पहले पढ़ के लो. When you do all these things and you think that मुझे अभी आइडिया आ गया है चैप्टर का, then I don't read the chapter in detail. Because I think if I think that नहीं कुछ नया नहीं है, शायद मैंने कहीं पढ़ा है, तो I skip the chapter. या फिर there is another mindset कि नहीं यार ये तो कुछ सॉलिड लग रहा है, कुछ नया है, अभी तक मुझे ठीक से समझा नहीं, चलो पूरा चैप्टर डिटेल में पढ़ते हैं. This is how I do. Yeah, you have to read the book as fast as possible with a sense of urgency to finish it. Okay. Habit number 5. Amrut, I don't remember what I read. Most common problem. And it's a genuine problem. I agree. Whenever I see boys and girls reading a book, before they start reading, you know what they do? They take pencil, rubber, scale, पेन भी 3 कलर के रहते हैं, ब्लैक, ब्लू, रेड. फिर वो आजकल तो नया ट्रेंड आ गया है, हाइलाइटर्स लेना, ऑरेंज हाइलाइटर, ग्रीन, फ्लोरोसेंट ग्रीन हाइलाइटर. बाप रे, इतने सब हथियार लेके बैठेंगे and they will highlight so much on each page that the non highlighted part looks like highlighted. होता है. Yeah. So see, you don't remember by decorating a book. The best way to remember what you read is to read and discuss. और वही हम नहीं करते. डिस्कस ना 10 पेजेस भी पढ़े तो आई हैव अ हैबिट ऑफ sharing one big idea that I learned from in those 10 pages and talk about it with my friends on the dining table, on the phone. अगर कोई नहीं मिला तो फेसबुक लाइव जाओ, तो फेसबुक लाइव जाओगे, 2 मिनट का वीडियो बनाया, कुछ डिस्कस किया, फिर किसी के कमेंट्स आएंगे, ये कौन सा है, कौन से बुक का है, उस चक्कर में यू आर रिवाइजिंग द आइडिया, द बुक. See, what are the chances that you will forget your own name in your lifetime? Now, what is the chances that Poonam ma'am will forget her name, that her name is Poonam during her lifetime? Almost zero chance. Why? Because that's the only word you have repeated maximum number of times in your life. And hence you'll never forget it. That means repetition is the friend of memory. Repetition is the friend of memory. And so the more you repeat the big ideas, आपको शेयर क्या करना है? Not the summary, not the review or critical appraisal of the book. No, ये सब नहीं करना. आपको एक कोई आइडिया लेना है जो आपको अच्छा लगा, मन को भाया, उसको एग्जाम्पल के साथ डिस्कस करो दोस्तों के साथ. Alright, read and discuss is the best way to remember what you read. Habit number 6. I see many people, they are so possessive about their books. बुक शेल्फ में रखेंगे ठीक से एकदम पढ़ने के बाद. After reading a book, keeping it on the bookshelf, I say it's criminal. It's criminal. And hence habit number 6 is read and pass it on. पढ़ के दे दो किसी को पढ़ने को, अब हो गया आपका काम. And उसका फायदा ये है कि when you give it to somebody to read, he or she, when she is done with reading the book, you ask him a smart question. My friend, can you tell me 3 big ideas that you learned from this book? Most probably वो 3 big ideas are those that you have missed out or you have forgotten. And this is how through discussion you revisit the book without rereading. I'm not against rereading, but we have better solutions than rereading the same book. Okay, live the book by discussing it with your friends, by sharing it with your friends. And when that friend gives that book back to me, I lend it to another friend number 2, friend number 3, friend number 4, friend number 5, and the book travels through 10 different hands and touches 10 different lives. And now because of overuse, the book has become older, has turned yellow, the pages are coming out, and it's looking very shabby, untidy. कई जगह स्क्रिबलिंग हुआ है, कभी क्वेश्चन मार्क लिखा है, कभी कहीं अच्छा हैंडराइटिंग है, कहीं खराब हैंडराइटिंग है, एंड अभी वो पढ़ने के लायक नहीं बचा है. दैट इज द मोस्ट ब्यूटिफुल बुक फॉर मी इन द वर्ल्ड. और अभी वो बुक परलोक सिधारने रेडी है. Now it is no more readable. I will dispose it off. Don't you think so? It's not the book which is decorated in red ribbons in crossword. That's not a beautiful book. This is the one. Don't be so possessive. As we defined the book, it's not the white paper and the black ink. So just पढ़ के share करो. Yeah. And don't be so possessive about the material. Yeah. Last week, one of my friends returned a book called Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. और उसके ना पेज नंबर 5 के ऊपर वो तेल के दाग गिरे थे, वो दाल दाल चावल का जो दाल रहता है ना, उसके दाग गिरे थे. अभी 4 साल पहले मैं शायद गुस्सा होता, ये क्या है, पूरा बुक खराब कर दिया. बट आई वॉज हैप्पी. अरे वाह, ये खाना खाते वक्त भी बुक पढ़ रहा था, वाह, मिशन अकम्प्लिश. सो डोंट गिव टू. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि जानबूझ के बुक को फाड़ो वगैरह, बट अगर पढ़ के अगर इफ द बुक इज गेटिंग आउट ऑफ शेप, दैट मीन्स यू हैव डन जस्टिस टू द बुक. Right? So these are the 6 habits of my book. Habit number 7 is a secret habit. I call it a secret habit. Why it's a secret habit? Because it's a secret. I have not revealed it in the book, and I'm not going to reveal it today to you also. Why? First 6 habits will take time to make them part of your character, your personality. It will take time, and you have to qualify to learn habit number 7. How do you qualify it? So there is a concept in booklet app called IQ, reading IQ. The more you read booklets or listen to booklets, your IQ will increase by 1 point every day. And when you reach your IQ at 30, habit number 7 will be revealed to you in booklet app. So I'm not going to reveal it today. I'm sorry, because great things take time to happen. There is nothing called revolution, there is only evolution. So it is my unselfish motive that you should read more so that you get to read habit number 7. So I expect only one thing, that you read, start reading books, because books have not only changed my life, book has saved my life. And look at me, when I'm traveling across the world, 18 lakh people across the world are respecting me so much. What I'm doing, I'm just sharing these big ideas from the great books that I read. Do you really think making book summaries, voiceover, audio summaries is something very innovative? No. प्रेसी राइटिंग तो चौथी कक्षा से आ रहा है ना, प्रेसी राइटिंग और स्टोरी बताना। तो दादा दादी जमाने, कितना जमाने से बेड टाइम स्टोरीज बताते हैं, मैं कुछ नया नहीं कर रहा हूँ, but still people think that it's a great idea, right? So that's the power of reading habit. Yeah, I think we have done. We can now open up for questions. Poonam ma'am.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful and informative session. Now I request Ms. Ruchira Muchar to conduct the query session. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Poonam ma'am. And very good morning to Mr. Amrut Deshmukh. So I have some list of questions which are being asked by our students. So with
Okay.
your permission, shall we start, sir?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, sir. So the first question is, can you please suggest some books for students to improve their reading skills?
Reading skills.
Yeah.
Of course, my book. So of course, yeah. I take this opportunity to talk about my book, that how is it available. Before that, as I said, I'm a social entrepreneur. Okay, I don't have any commercial aspirations from this mission. Hence, it's a mission, not a business. Yeah. So booklet app is completely free. When I wrote this book, I thought, how can I bring unselfishness in my book? So I haven't copyrighted this book. See, copywriting, patenting, I personally think is selfishness. क्यों मुझे ही सब कुछ मिलना चाहिए? The ideas in this book should be a gift to the mankind to take it forward. So there is no copyright. Second, I started getting many messages, phone calls, emails from rural India, young boys and girls like you from rural India, जिसके गांव के नाम भी नहीं सुने मैंने, छोटे छोटे गांव. And they started saying that, Amrut, we love reading, we are passionate readers, but we can't afford to buy books. तो मैं बोलता था, डाउनलोड बुकलेट ऐप, सब कुछ फ्री है, एंजॉय. यू नो वो क्या बोलते, उन्होंने बोला कि अमृत, वी हैव रेड ऑल योर बुकलेट्स, वी आर डेस्परेटली वेटिंग फॉर योर नेक्स्ट अपलोड फॉर वेडनेसडे. And I had no answer for them. My heart melted for such passionate but needy, poor readers. But now that I have written my own book, I have an answer. So मैं क्या करता हूँ? I appeal to all the readers who are part of Mission Make India Read, and now you are, that please, if you can afford to buy the book, please buy it from me. It's available on bookletguide.com. It's not there on Amazon. It's on my website, bookletguide.com. जिस पे ऐप का लिंक भी है, बुक का भी लिंक है. Yeah, so that I can help these passionate, needy readers by giving my book for free. So kind of Robin Hood of books. रॉबिन हुड तो लूटता था अमीरों को, मैं लूटूंगा नहीं, आपको रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, इफ यू कैन अफोर्ड प्लीज बाय. And those who are watching, they think they are below the poverty line, can't afford, maybe because of the lockdown they have lost revenue streams. I'll be happy to give the book for free. Yeah, I also share book summaries on WhatsApp. As I said, I started my journey on WhatsApp, so I still share book summaries on WhatsApp. Those who want book summaries on my WhatsApp, please note down my WhatsApp number, or you need any help, if some questions go unanswered, you can also ask me on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is 9594. Poonam ma'am, if you could just write it on my behalf in the chat
Sir, we
box.
are noting it.
Yeah. Do we have a chat facility here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. 9594 9594 7000 9594 7000 77. I repeat, 9594 7000 Just message me your name or booklet. Yeah, thanks. And I'll be happy to share book summaries. Those who are thinking of some ideas, social startup, I love to help social entrepreneurs. So we can also work together on that. Yeah, a few more books. Tony Buzan is known as the father of speed reading. I did not discuss about speed reading much in my speech, but it's part of my book because it's a huge science. It's very difficult to explain speed reading in just few minutes, but मैंने book में उसके बारे में लिखा है. You can search Tony Buzan. I learned from him. So my average reading speed normally सबका 150 से 200 मिनट 200 words per minute होता है. I have increased to 1200 words per minute. So as Poonam ma'am said in my introduction, I can read one book a day. Yeah, you don't have to reach that level, but even if you can double the speed, it's more than enough. Yeah. So उनका एक book है The Study Skill Set. The Study Skill Set by Tony Buzan. I have also mentioned about it in my book.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir, another question is, the mobile is a thing which is always available with the students. So, can you suggest some apps that we can install on our mobile, which is going to enhance the reading skills of the students?
Apps.
Yeah, the mobile
Apps.
app. Is there any
Hmm.
app through which you have gone through? Yeah, something like that. That can
Yeah.
enhance the reading skills.
See, it's less about skills and more about the mindset.
Okay.
I would like to talk more about the mindset towards reading. See, I see a lot of similarity between reading and exercise. Both have got delayed gratification. There is no instant benefit, instant result in both of them. Yeah, you go to the gym, do 100 crunches every day, 200 push-ups, come back after 1 month, look at the mirror, the love handles, the belly fats is as it is. There is no change. Yeah, why? Because great things take time to happen. You have to go for months and 1 year. उसके बाद थोड़ा body shape में आता है. Same is the case with reading, and that's why we lose motivation because कुछ result नहीं आ रहा है ना तुरंत. Like watching Kapil Sharma, there is instant gratification. He makes us laugh. That's why we get addicted to stand-up comedy, right? Unfortunately, there is no instant gratification in reading. And so what I've done is I have brought some motivating factors in the app. Okay. So if I dump all the book summaries, 300 book summaries in your mobile, if you install the app, I bet you will not read any of them. You know why? Because abundance is the enemy of motivation. Yeah, if you get so many things, we like choices, but there are too many choices, we just don't choose. We just scan. Remember how we scan those TV channels just because they are 300 and end up watching nothing? एक कोई चीज देखते ही नहीं, बस स्कैन करते रहते टीवी चैनल्स. या सो मैंने एक आइडिया डाला उसमें, रीड वन गेट वन. रीड वन गेट वन मतलब क्या? Only if you read or listen to the existing book summary in your booklet app, only then you will be eligible to download a new booklet of your choice, and one. There is no limit. Anyway, I'm giving for free, but there is a requirement that you have to read. Unless you don't read, वहां पे एक प्रोग्रेस बार है, रीडिंग प्रोग्रेस बार, जो 0% से 100% जाता है as you read, and then the booklet logo starts dancing. That is an indication that now you are eligible to download a new book summary. So this is like a reward system, there is some dopamine release in your brain ki, wow, I made some achievement, I've completed it, and now I am pulling the summary. You are pulling it, I'm not giving it to you. Aapki mehnat hai ye. So these are the tricks that motivate us to read, exercise every day, right? So I think booklet app is there. बाकी आई थिंक यूट्यूब पे काफी बुक समरीज वीडियो वर्जन में है. किसी को वीडियोस पसंद है तो वो देख सकते हैं. Kindle app is very good. Kindle gives many free books. Kindle app I use it very often. Yeah, I have some 300 videos on my YouTube channel. If you go search on social media, I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram, on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, everywhere. I was not on TikTok, but TikTok anyway ban ho gaya. So I talk only about books. Yeah, not only about books, but what I learned from the books. Because you can watch all those 300 videos on YouTube. Just Google me, Amrut Deshmukh, booklet guy. और आपको all those great ideas deeply rooted in these pages of the book, I extract them. That is my favorite hobby, to extract those great ideas and share it enthusiastically with you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I hope the students will go through all these apps. So one more very interesting question we have. Can you please suggest some tips to develop the interest in reading the book that you don't wish to, but you are compelled to read it? Maybe the motivation behind it is maybe when they are asked to read some reference book or textbooks, maybe the reason. they've asked this question. So, some tips can you give, sir?
Uh,
Or some
First of
suggestions?
all, I would say that I will not compel myself unless it is an academic book. Yes, you have to. But as you must have known that I'm more inclined towards non-academic books because academic books का तो आप सबकी जिम्मेदारी है स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़वाना. मेरी जिम्मेदारी है to make them read books out of the syllabus. So don't force yourself. Please don't force yourself. अगर आपको नहीं पसंद आ रही है book को, you change the book. Okay. But still, if you insist, you want an answer from me. As I said, the definition of reading has expanded thanks to the internet. So what I do is I watch the TED talk of that author. बहुत सारे authors आजकल बोलने लगे वीडियोस में, तो वो देख के आइडिया आता है. या मे बी एक समरी सुन लिया बुकलेट ऐप में. अभी तो नो आई हैव मेड थिंग्स सो इजी फॉर यू. अगर आपको कोई बुक पसंद नहीं आ रही, मोस्टली वो बुक की समरी बुकलेट ऐप में मिल जाएगी, तो 20 मिनट में आपको आइडिया आ जाएगा कि वो बुक में क्या है. सो बुक रीडिंग मतलब ये नहीं कि वर्ड टू वर्ड रीडिंग. इट्स जस्ट गेटिंग व्हाट दैट ऑथर नोज दैट यू डोंट नो, राइट. तो एज आई सेड, आप थोड़ा सा भी अगर सीख ले तो भी इनफ है. सो आई थिंक दिस इज अ वेरी गुड टैक्टिक. टेड टॉक देखो, उनके कुछ वीडियोस देखो, कुछ आर्टिकल्स आते हैं मीडियम वगैरह, उन ऑथर्स के आर्टिकल्स आते हैं, या फिर माय बुकलेट ऐप हैज मेनी बुक समरीज. या
Okay, sir. So one more question from Pooja Sachdev we have. Sir, is there any scope of making career by reading books?
I am a standing example here.
Yes, true. That's true, sir.
See, you know what? Why we consider passion and profession as two different things. Many people ask me, अमरुत ठीक है रे, पैशन वगैरह ठीक है, बट पापी पेट के लिए कुछ करना पड़ता है. I have an answer for that. Don't you think every profession today was someone's passions once upon a time? Somebody came out with the crazy idea of making a man fly in the air. He must have been ridiculed. सबने उस पर हंसे होंगे, पागल है क्या, हम लोग क्या बर्ड्स है क्या, हम थोड़ी ऐसा हवा में जाएंगे. But today aviation industry is a big industry for millions of employees. है ना? It's a formal profession. Pilots, crew, ground crew, flight crew, क्या नहीं, लाखों लोग काम करे उस पे. You never know 10 years down the line, reading for others, reading for India will be a full-time profession, and I'll be known as a pioneer in that, right? Every passion can be converted into a profession, a business, a mission like me. And thanks to internet, it's more easy now. 10 साल पहले अगर ये सवाल पूछे तो मैं शायद नहीं बोलता है, but today it is possible. हाँ, एक घर की औरत जिसको खाना बनाना अच्छा आता है, she can also become a micro entrepreneur by बहुत सारे कुछ ऐसे आपके रेसिपी से आप डालो, और कोई ऐसे सर्विसेज है जो आपके रेसिपीज रेडी हो गए डिश तो वो लेके जाएंगे, कस्टमर्स को बेचेंगे. ऐसे कुछ प्लेटफॉर्म्स है, right? Hola, I think Hola Chef is something where you don't have to start a hotel. If you think you're a good cook, you just have to register on that website called Hola Chef or Ola Chef, and then if people like the recipe, you get an order, you make that recipe, and delivery is done by the platform, the service. That is called as micro entrepreneurship. Yeah, क्योंकि होटल बनाने के लिए, सेटअप करने के लिए बहुत पैसा लगता है, बहुत टाइम लगता है. So many opportunities. We have still don't understood the power of internet. It is so powerful now. Just imagine I am sitting घर पे बैठ के, I have reached out to 18 lakh people across the world without stepping out from my house because I have used the power of internet. Look at just Google me and मेरी पूरी जन्म कुंडली मिल जाएगी आपको गूगल पे. Yeah, people should search you on Google, not on Facebook. Right? So social media. अभी लॉकडाउन में मुझे एक बुक चाहिए था, इसका डाई एम्प्टी करके, तो मैंने व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस पे डाल दिया. देयर इज अ फीचर कॉल्ड स्टेटस ऑन व्हाट्सएप जो अभी नया नया आया 6 महीना पहले. आई जस्ट रोट ऑन माई स्टेटस दैट आई एम लुकिंग फॉर दिस बुक, कोई किसी के पास है क्या. विद इन 2 days द बुक वॉज इन माई हैंड्स. वो कहीं ना कहीं यहीं पे रहती है हमारे एरिया में, 10-12 किलोमीटर के रेडियस पे. पर हम ये सब नहीं करते. घर पे वड़ा पाव बना तो उसका फोटो डालेंगे स्टेटस पे, है ना. बटाटा वड़ा बना तो उसका डालेंगे, पोहा खिचड़ी, उससे क्या होने वाला है. जस्ट ही वहा लाइक्स, वाह मस्त छान बहुत बढ़िया, बस. उसके आगे क्या. इफ यू सी each and every post on my social media, you will not see a single picture of me without a book, a single video where I'm talking something else, कुछ अलग ही बोल रहा हूँ, नहीं, it's all about mission. It's a clear purpose. Your Facebook profile is your social CV, a social biodata. When somebody visits your Facebook page for the first time, he should come to know that this girl stands for this, yeah, this boy stands for this, ये इसी के लिए बना है. You know, you have a clear image of me in your mind कि ये बंदा बस उसको और कुछ आता ही नहीं, बस बुक्स के लिए पागल है. I have created that image in your mind through all these tools, social media tools, right? Sorry, I deviated from the question, but I could not resist myself.
Okay, sir. So the next question is, and an interesting one. So, what good readers do before, during, and after reading a book?
First of all, as I said, there is nothing called good reader and bad reader. And good readers don't do anything before and after. It's during the focus time that things are to be done. Before, after, to bhuli jao. But after, yes, I read and discuss, as we already discussed. Habit number 6. Habit number 5, read and discuss. Yeah, read and pass it on. So after reading, ये दो चीजें करने. Now, before reading, मैंने भी वो डिस्कस किया है कि I go through the chapter, italics, subtitles, headings, index, वो सब देखने का. But for me, more important is while reading. And most important thing, if you want to focus on a high value task, maybe working on Excel, reading a book, making a PowerPoint presentation, ये जो है ना, ये जो यंत्र आया है हमारे बॉडी का एक पार्ट हो गया है हमेशा के लिए, इस इंस्ट्रूमेंट को हमसे दूर रखना है. So what I do is I put, right now my mobile is on airplane mode because I have to focus only on this webinar. ना कोई दुनिया का कोई भी नरेंद्र मोदी भी रहेगा तो he has no right to disturb me right now because it's my focus time. I have to give my 100% to you. I don't feel shy to keep my mobile on airplane mode. Second, what I do is I have disabled all the notifications of all my social media apps. If I show you my WhatsApp, just I'll show you the unread messages on my WhatsApp right now. Can you see? नहीं दिख रहा है. It's 147 unread messages right now on my WhatsApp. 147. I will not check during my focus time. So what I do is, if I block 25 to 30 minutes for reading, not more than that, keep the mobile on silent mode, notifications anyway disable kiye, and then keep the mobile 2 rooms away from me. 4-5 मीटर दूर रखता हूँ साइलेंट मोड पे. Then come back, sit in the chair, read for 25 minutes with full focus, then get up, take a micro break of 2-3 minutes, check my mobile, कुछ मिस कॉल है तो कॉल बैक करूंगा, व्हाट्सएप मैसेजेस को रिप्लाई करूंगा, again keep it, come back and block yourself for 25 minutes. Simple चीजें ये करो. Yeah, because I'm not asking you to reduce your time on social media. No, I must be using the same, मैं सब कुछ यूज कर रहा हूँ. Still, my productivity is 10 times more than my friends. So it's not about reducing the time on WhatsApp, but that changing the timing. कि वो काम करते करते बीच में अगर मोबाइल रखा आपने तो वो टिंग आता है, फिर वो हाय आया तो हाय रिप्लाई किया, फिर देखा अरे कुछ कोविड का मैसेज आया है, कुछ वीडियो आया है, फिर वो देख लिया, अरे डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प का कोई कॉमेडी वीडियो आया, चलो वो देख लिया. ऐसे करते करते वो 2 मिनट के चक्कर में आधा घंटा चला जाता है और जो मेन काम था बाजू पे रह जाता है. हुआ ऐसा आपके साथ? सबके साथ हुआ है. So trying to focus on a high value task while keeping your mobile on the desk or in your pocket is invitation to unhappiness. इसको कट करो, आधे घंटे के लिए कट करो. कोई कुछ पहाड़ नहीं गिरने वाला है, कुछ आसमान नहीं टूटने वाला है. Okay? If you reply to a friend half an hour late, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. I still have great friends in my life. And if a person feels disappointed and offended if you don't give a immediate reply on WhatsApp, then we don't want such friends in our life. If the foundation of friendship is on no WhatsApp reply, sorry, I don't want such friends.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So one more question was how to improve English reading skills.
See, English is just like any other language. तो thanks to this Britishers, हमने वो हमारे मन में कुछ डाला है ऐसा. We think that English is superior, but thanks to the national leadership now, our PM doesn't speak in English, so we have slowly started taking pride in our own civilization. हिंदी भी almost अभी जैसे आजकल डिमांड आ गया है कि हिंदी इंग्लिश मिक्स करके बोलो. This is not only socially acceptable, it is in demand now.
It's
Some
English
webinars they
English.
insist me कि नहीं आपको 50% हिंदी 50% इंग्लिश बात करना, बोला ऐसा एग्जैक्टली 50% नहीं होगा भाई, लेट इट कम नेचुरली, ऑफ कोर्स people from Mumbai, it's a language of convenience now, right? It is called as Hinglish, Hindi
English.
plus
Yeah,
English.
English.
So there are no separate techniques for learning English reading books. See, whatever skill इसमें आप जितना टाइम डालोगे, एफर्ट डालोगे, वो स्किल बेटर होगा. सिंपल. If you spend 10,000 hours of deliberate practice in batting, you will become a great batsman. That's what Sachin did. Because I spent thousands and thousands of hours blocking myself inside my bedroom and reading, I became a great reader. जिस स्किल में माहिर बनना है वो स्किल में एफर्ट, डेलिबरेट एफर्ट डालो, प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस, दैट्स ऑल. तो वो स्किल बेटर होना ही है, फिर इंग्लिश रीडिंग हो, मराठी हो, हिंदी रीडिंग हो, गुजराती हो, जो भी हो.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your guidance and for your tips. We have many more questions to come, but since we are running short of time, sir, so as you have given your WhatsApp numbers, the students may
Sure.
WhatsApp the questions, and I hope, sir, all those questions will be answered
Wonderful.
and will be satisfied, sir. And sir,
Absolutely.
thank you so much. And over to you, Poonam ma'am.
Thank you, Ruchira ma'am. To conclude, I just want to say, of all the skills we will ever learn growing up, arguably none are important than the ability to read. Each book that we read is an opportunity to learn something new. We can expand our vocabulary, train our brain, increase wellness, lower stress, and discover something new about ourselves. So, in last, I just want to say, on behalf of Shri Vaishnav Institute of Management and the entire fraternity of the institute, first of all, my sincere thanks to our eminent speaker, Mr. Amrut Deshmukh, who has spent his busiest time gracing the occasion. Today, we had the opportunity to hear you, sir, your thoughts, and this is definitely encouraging our students for their future events. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and shown us a new path. I also want to thank all the dignitaries, especially Dr. George Thomas, Director of the Institute, who always encourage us to conduct such sessions, and Dr. Shama Pathankar, Head Department of the Computer Science, for all her support and encouragement. Thanks to the entire team, and last but not the least, I thank you all for sparing your valuable time and attending the lecture. E-certificates will be provided to all the participants. It will be issued after submitting the feedback link after the session. Link is shared to you all in the chat box. So now, and once
Thank you.
again, thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
It
Thank
was
you so much.
genuinely
I really enjoyed talking
learned
with
a lot.
you. Yeah. Let's consider this as the beginning of our journey.
Definitely.
Okay. And treat me as your reading partner, your reading friend, who will hold your hand throughout your reading life. Yeah. You can approach me through WhatsApp. I have shared my number. My email ID is bookletguy@gmail.com. If you want to approach me, you can also get involved in the activities of Mission Make India Read. There are some future very interesting projects which will be part of Booklet app. Those, of course, those activities will be in and around books and very interesting activities. If you wish to, contribute your time and effort for the mission, doors are always open. Yeah. So thank you so much. Happy reading, and please wash your hands. Bye.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you
Bye.
so much. Bye.